Hello and welcome to this tutorial. My name is Robert. I'm with Spectra3D Technologies. I'm going to go over using Autodesk 123D design to create a Christmas ornament for the Spectra3D Habitat for Humanity Christmas Ornament Contest this year. 123D design is a free piece of software from Autodesk. You can download it and use it as much as you care to. I find Autodesk 123D design very helpful when it comes to designing and creating 3D objects that are more organic in nature, and you'll see how it develops over time. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that my units are set to inches. That's simply my point of reference. If you want to use millimeters or centimeters, feel free to, but mine is going to be set to inches. I'm going to go to the Primitives menu at the top of the interface and select Box. Place the box on the grid and enter the dimensions for the box, which I'm going to make 1 by 1 by 1. So when I'm done, I'll have a 1-inch cube in the middle of the modeling platform. The 1-inch cube will be used as a visual reference for me as I create, and it'll also be used as an anchoring point for the different primitives that I use as part of the ornament. The next item I'm going to select is going to be a sphere, which will be also selected from the Primitives menu. As I locate it on the screen, I'll choose a radius of 0.5. And then I will scale my sphere. I'm not going to use a uniform scale factor. I'm going to use the scaling function to actually deform the sphere into something a little more elliptical and flat, almost like a very flat pill or a flat bean. The first thing I'll do is change the scaling factor from uniform to non-uniform. I'll leave the X factor at 1. I'll change the Z factor to 2, which will make it twice as long, and the Y factor to 0.5 will make it half as thick in the Y direction. So you can see what I've done is I've taken that sphere and I've essentially elongated it and flattened it. Now, if I look at the top, I'll select the shape, and then when the quick access menu pops up at the bottom, I will select the move icon, and you'll see the transform widget appear. Then I'll be able to drag the arrows. My goal is to actually get this shape centered on the vertical edge. Remember, we're looking at the top. So now if I rotate back around, I can move my shape again, move it up so that it's above the plane. Now I'm going to choose the circular pattern tool. The circular pattern asks me to pick the solids that I want to put in a circular pattern. I pick my bean shape. Then it asks for an axis. Now this is very important, and this is the first really functional use that I'm going to have for the cube. The software is now asking for an axis about which to generate this circular pattern of the bean shape. I'm choosing, as you can see, the vertical edge of the cube that is actually in the middle of the bean shape. You can see that it's highlighted. It's going to be actually in the middle of the bean shape. After I choose that vertical axis, then my options will be to choose a number. And then you can see as I increase the number how the shape changes. You may also notice that as I go from an even to an odd number, the even numbers kind of look the same to me. I don't know why, but they do. So I'm going to end up choosing an odd number. And I'm choosing 5. So now we can orbit around and see the base. This is the basic shape of my Christmas ornament. Now, I'm going to select something that I call a torus. It can also be called a donut or a ring from the Primitives menu. It's going to be placed right there on the corner so that I know that it's perfectly vertical. Now I'm going to scale it, and I'm going to use the uniform scale factor, and I can monkey around with this and change it all I want. I'm going to leave that at about 0.5 of what it came in as, maybe 0.3. Then I am going to move it. This is what's going to end up being the ring at the top of the ornament that the ornament hook goes through. And you can see there that the ornament, that's oriented pretty well in that direction. Now I'm going to rotate the model around to the front, and I'll be able to eyeball it again so that now the ring really is oriented at the middle of the top of the ornament. Okay, we could stop there if we wanted to. I'm going to make something a little fancier than that. You can choose to or not. It's up to you. Going to add another torus to my model. Going to make sure this one's horizontal. And then when I select it and click the move icon, then I'll be able to move it into the midst of everything. And then I'm going to scale it just a bit. And that puts a nice band around the middle of the ornament as well. Next, I'm going to delete the cube because it was only there for a reference anyway. Before I do delete the cube, take note of the size of the cube in relation to the ornament. As I said before, the cube is 1 inch square, so the ornament is only about 2 inches tall by about 1 inch in diameter, which fits within the parameters of the size limits for the contest and is a logical size for an ornament. So let's go ahead and delete the cube, and there you have what I would call a really generic, very simple, almost classically shaped Christmas ornament that you might see on a tree from days gone by. Again, my name is Robert. I'm with Spectra 3D Technologies. Please visit our website, spectra3d.com. Let us know what you think. Enter the contest. It's all for a great cause. There's some great prizes, and we are looking forward to seeing everyone's original contributions. Thank you, and come back and see us again.